we come across market demand in microeconomics and aggregate demand in macro, and they both sound the same. This video is to clear the confusion between the two. Let's start with market demand. Market demand is the total quantity of a good or service that all consumers in a specific market are willing and able to purchase at various prices during a given period. Think of it as the collective demand of everyone shopping in a market for the smartphones. There are many factors affecting market demand. To understand better, let us discuss factors influencing the demand for smartphones. Trends and brand loyalty can drive demand for the latest models. Higher incomes mean more people can afford new smartphones. Younger populations might buy more smartphones. In a strong economy, people are more likely to upgrade their phones. Lower prices increase demand, while higher prices can decrease it. Alternatives like tablets or older phone models can affect smartphone demand. Understanding these factors helps us see how market demand for smartphones can fluctuate based on various economic and social conditions. Now let's talk about aggregate demand. Aggregate demand represents the total demand for all goods and services in an entire economy. It's like looking at the demand of every market combined, whether it's for smartphones, cars, food, or education. Aggregate demand is influenced by various factors, including consumer spending, investment by businesses, government spending, and net exports. When economists talk about the overall health of an economy, aggregate demand is a key indicator. Factors that can cause shifts in aggregate demand include changes in any of its following components. For example, consumer spending can go down if people lose faith in the stability of an economy. This could reduce aggregate demand. Government spending on things like infrastructure, education, and social services can increase aggregate demand. These factors may then further lead to increase or decrease in prices and real GDP. Now let us compare the diagrams for the two. Here you can see the inverse relationship between price and market demand shown by a demand curve. Assume this to be a market for smartphones. If prices increase from P0 to P1, market demand goes down from Q0 to Q1 and vice versa. In the aggregate demand diagram, we can see the inverse relationship shown between general price levels and real GDP by an aggregate demand curve. If general price levels of all goods and services increase from P0 to P1, there will be a decrease in the real output for various goods and services. The two diagrams look exactly similar, but they are not. Pay attention to the axes. Both represent different concepts. This labeling is very important. Students tend to make these type of mistakes. To see these concepts in action, consider economic recession. Typically what happens? People will tighten their budgets and spend less on clothes, eating out, and even buying gadgets. This reduction in spending impacts aggregate demand overall and the market demand for each specific product. During a recession, aggregate demand typically falls because people are spending less overall. This decrease affects market demand in multiple industries, leading to lower production and higher unemployment rates. This is the real data shared by IMF during COVID-19, where they had drawn an inference that there would be a cumulative loss of the output during COVID-19. In this small excerpt from the report, you can see the policy actions suggested by the policymakers to combat this problem. Understanding the difference between market demand and aggregate demand helps policymakers design effective strategies to stimulate the economy and support growth. They understand that if they need to focus on providing subsidies to one industry, or should they focus on providing stimulus to overall consumer spending by giving tax cuts. Finally, let's quickly break down the differences. Market demand is about one market, aggregate demand covers the whole economy. Market demand is driven by specific consumers. Aggregate demand includes all spending, investments, and government expenses. Market demand affects industry pricing. Aggregate demand shapes economic policies. So now, next time when you hear the word demand in the news, you will definitely know whether they are talking about market demand or aggregate demand. These are crucial concepts in economics. And if you want to get deeper insights into concepts like this in the future, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.